I really wanted to like this game. It's Wolverine Adamantium Rage. Oh, what a shame. So I'll start off with some positives about this game. The artwork in this game is amazing. Everything is well detailed to Wolverine and his villains, as well as some of the stages. Some of the stages are quite questionable, cyber stage, but everything looks really well detailed and straight out of a comic book. Which leads me to my next point, which is the presentation. Damn, did they do a good job on the presentation. It's literally like you're reading a comic book. You get to see how Wolverine's story unravels, you get to see different characters, and it's overall just a really well done storyline for Wolverine, because it's the story that everyone really already knows. It's Wolverine's trying to uncover his past, and you kind of see through glimpses of the comic panels and through the cutscenes, you know, he's trying to figure out what to do next, and he realizes, oh, I have to go here, go there, fight this person here, fight this person there, and it's really well done. And the sprites too some sprites are good. Some sprites are good. Wolverine's sprite in general looks really well thought out, really well detailed. He punches, he kicks, I don't know why. And the villains look really good too, like Sabretooth, Lady Deathstrike. Shinobi Shaw looks okay. You only see him briefly before he steps into the mech. And Cyber kind of reminds me of Tick a little bit. I don't know why. I don't know much about Wolverine's weird enemies. Like Sabretooth and Lady Deathstrike are the only ones who really appear noticeable to me. But when I see people like Cyber or Shinobi Shaw, I'm used to the other Shaw, but not Shinobi Shaw. And who else was there? There was Lurker and Albert, the android, which looks like an identical version of Wolverine. I guess it was just designed to kill him. But there's a really weird enemy called Elise, which tracks him down throughout the game, and when time runs out, she kills him. It's really bizarre. Like, yeah, her name is LCD. Yeah, I never heard of her before. And that shows how much I don't really know about Wolverine's past that much. But again, interesting storyline, great presentation, and amazing artwork. It's definitely one of the highlights of the game. Now we're getting into what's wrong with the game. And it's the controls. The most crucial part of any game is the controls. They feel so delayed. Wolverine's jump, his trademark claw strikes, but his kick though, his kick is really responsive for some reason. Of all things to be responsive, why is his kick so responsive versus his jump and his claw strike? Even he feels a bit slippery, like he's walking on butter all the time. In this game, there's some crucial platforming where if you fall in the water or fall, you die. Like, I just don't understand how they messed up the controls this bad. Like, there's some parts where you're jumping on platforms, you're trying not to fall. It gets frustrating too, because there's things in the way that are gonna hurt you, there's enemies that can shoot you, and I'm just playing and I'm like, I feel like my controller's broken, but it's not. It's literally just the way that they program the controls. It's delayed jumping, delayed attacks for his claw strikes, but his kicks though are just super responsive. Like, you can kick enemies, which you don't want to do as Wolverine because he has claws. Claws, come on. Of all things. And he has a few cool moves. Like, he does this really cool backhand slash. He has this weird like T-strike, like where he goes like this. I don't understand. I guess it's supposed to hit two enemies on the side, but never really becomes useful ever. I never be like, oh damn, I didn't use that T-strike. And he's got his double slash with his claws, but when I'm fighting an enemy, I want to claw them. I don't want to kick them to death, and that's the whole part of being Wolverine. You want to claw people, and using the claws, again, sometimes leaves you open for an attack, which sucks because you're like, why can't I just do my claws? And it's not useful. You have to kick. Whew, sorry. Among the controls, some levels are pretty cheap. The one level that reminds me of complete frustration is Cyber's level. So before you encounter Cyber attacks you with his poison-tipped claws, which causes you to go into hallucination. So everything in this level looks crazy, but things are flying out of nowhere. These little enemies that are bizarre start hurting you. Like, you literally want to run through the stage because, again, this is another fault of the game. is that there's a timer. Why is there a timer? You see the timer, I believe, at the bottom right of the screen, and that's LCD, pretty sure that's her name. You have LCD trying to track you and kill you. The thing is, that sucks. That causes you not to enjoy the game. To me, a lot of the levels felt like a chore, especially Cyber's level, because I literally wanted to run through the whole level. I couldn't enjoy it. I was just like, I gotta run. I can't, stop and attack these enemies. I have to keep running, and that sucked. It's like the game didn't understand what it wanted to be, because there are some elements in this game where you explore. But again, you're looking at the bottom right and you're like, oh no, I can't just explore. I have to just keep moving, keep moving. You can't enjoy hitting enemies with your claws and your kicks. This game just was in the middle and just wasn't strong in either genre. It's a platformer, which is really bad at platforming. It's an exploration game, which is really bad at exploration. If they got rid of the timer, the game would be kind of average, but at the same time, it's the controls that are the core of the problem of your delayed jumping and your delayed trademark claw strike. Like, come on. That's so frustrating. I never had a game where I played a character that I was just so frustrated with, because I like Wolverine. I think he's a cool character. But you're gonna see that game over screen again and again and again. The first level seems near impossible. I remember reading some reviews too saying that the controls are so broken that it's almost difficult to pass the first level. And I completely agree. I was frustrated with the first level. The first level shouldn't be so hard that you can't beat it. I don't know if that was a gimmick to, buy the game instead of rent it, but it was ridiculously hard. The second level was somewhat more easy, but still it was really hard. And the first two levels have these mini bosses which seem ridiculously hard. Like the first level has this android, I died constantly at, and you face him twice. Twice. And then in the second level, you have this helicopter where you face that twice too. But it's a little bit easier than Android, but still, I couldn't believe how difficult the first level was. Oh yeah, and get this, Wolverine doesn't, walk upstairs, he jumps. I don't know, that's being really picky, but I found that really stupid. Like, why is he jumping upstairs versus, walking upstairs? And again, also, due to having a time limit on your level, you have a healing factor, which becomes useless, because the fact that you're waiting causes LCD to catch up to you and try to kill you. So it's completely useless. It's so mind-boggling how they thought that was a good idea. I just couldn't get over it. But some of the main bosses are pretty easy to defeat. They require you to either just stand in one place or just be incredibly cheap, like the game is. So the main bosses aren't that bad, except for Shinobi Shaw. He was pretty cheap. But other than that, the main bosses weren't difficult. Some enemies were really aggressive though, like the SWAT team enemies or the enemies you find near Shinobi Shaw's place. They were kind of cheap as well. But I never was really struggling with a boss. It was more I was struggling with the levels, which shouldn't be that difficult. It should be the other way around. The levels should be easy and fun to explore, but you can't do that. And the enemies should be fun to kill, but you can't do that either. So it was a really frustrating experience to play this game. And I wish they would have tested the controls a little bit better, because, I get the amount of detail that comes to Wolverine, because you see him turn full motion, and that's really neat. That's really cool to see. But at the same time, though, it causes a delay in your jumping, a delay in your actions, and just, there's no point to doing it. I'm sorry, I keep ranting on about the controls, but that was the main problem of this game, was the controls, and that which causes you to not enjoy it. Acclaim has done other games which the controls were good, they were responsive. I didn't understand why. It's like, Wolverine Adamantium Rage. Let's see here. Wolverine's a great character. That's fantastic. He's got a really cool backstory. But how are we gonna make it difficult? The bosses? No. Oh, I know, the controls. Yes, we're gonna make the controls have a learning curve. Why? I'll never ever understand that mentality. And again, this is just speculating, but I was completely frustrated playing this game, and oh my goodness. I think I said this before, but every level felt like a chore. I wasn't enjoying it. I really just wanted to get through the next level just to keep seeing the story, because the story arc is what kept me interested. Seeing those amazing cutscenes, seeing the amazing artwork of Wolverine, being like, oh, I'm gonna track you down and kill you and everything. I don't think he says kill, because it's Wolverine. It's not like, I'm pretty sure it's PG-13 for Wolverine. But yeah, that's what kept me going, not the levels. Levels, I was just like, oh, I just want to get past this level. Oh my goodness, why is it taking so long? And that sucks coming from a platformer. But again, this game didn't know what it wanted to be, so it's a real shame. Is it worth playing today? I would have to say no. Unless you're a really hardcore X-Men fan or you're a big Wolverine fan, I would say yes, get the game, but if you're looking in terms of playing it to enjoy it, that's definitely not the route you're gonna go down. You're gonna play it for about like 10, 20 minutes and just be frustrated and turn off your Sega Genesis. It's a damn shame that they did that, like to Wolverine even, you know? So buy it because you love X-Men, buy it because you love Wolverine, but don't buy it to find a great game, because that's definitely not the route you're gonna be taking there. I hate to say this, but it's quite a bad game. I've played some pretty crappy games in my life, but this one it's up there. I couldn't believe it was Wolverine though, that I have to say. This is a crappy game, so it's a shame. Also, I forgot to mention in my previous segment, is that you can't skip the whole introduction of start and seeing like not start, sorry. You can't skip like seeing the Sega logo, the Acclaim logo, everything that, was produced and published by this game. You can't skip it. Why? Why? I don't understand. I just want to play the game because there is a password system. But again, you have to go through all that. That's also another annoying thing about this game. Ugh. Do you have a different experience with this game? Would you buy it? Let me know in the comments below.